What's up, nerds? Today, we're going to be talking about a man who is equal parts legendary and lunatic. No, not that guy from your high school class who ate chewing tobacco out of the urinal for $5. We're talking about Rube Waddell, one of the most fascinating characters in baseball history. Now, if you're not a baseball fan, don't worry. You don't have to be to appreciate the sheer absurdity that is Rube's life. This guy was a walking contradiction. He led the American League in strikeouts 6 times and won over 190 games. On the other hand, he was also a complete man-child who couldn't hold down a job, couldn't manage his finances, and couldn't resist a good prank. Waddell, born on October 13th, 1876, just outside Bradford, Pennsylvania, was a bit of an oddball right from the get-go. He was described by a biographer, Alan Levy, as a decidedly different sort of child, and that was probably an understatement. At the tender age of 3, he took off on his own and ended up spending a few days at the local fire station. School wasn't really his thing either. As a left-handed youngster, Waddell developed a pretty impressive throwing arm by chucking rocks at any birds he came across while working on the family's land. It's not exactly the most pleasant image, but hey, it helped him strengthen that arm. Waddell's career was a wild ride, to say the least. He never seemed to stick with one team for too long, and his antics on and off the field made him a unique character in baseball history. In 1899, early in his career, Waddell was notably unpredictable. He would often leave in the middle of a game to go fishing. He also had a long-standing fascination with fire trucks and had run off the field to chase after them during games on multiple occasions. He would disappear for months at a time during the off-season, and it was not known where he went until it was discovered that he was wrestling alligators in a circus. Average baseball player behavior, right? Waddell's behavior on the field was just as unpredictable as off the field. He would get distracted by opposing fans holding up puppies, leaving the field to play with them, and if someone held up a shiny object, he would be in a trance, completely unaware of the game. Aw, man, we're losing! Hey, dude, watch this. Oh, and did I mention he was an alcoholic? He reportedly spent his entire first signing bonus on a drinking binge. Despite his eccentricities, Waddell was a talented pitcher. However, his erratic behavior led manager Fred Clark to suspend him. Waddell went on to pitch for Milwaukee, and he did so well that Pittsburgh's management eventually recognized Waddell's talent and begrudgingly asked for his return. Waddell's 1903 season was filled with many interesting events. He began the season sleeping in a firehouse in Camden, New Jersey, and ended up tending a bar and a saloon in Wheeling, West Virginia. Despite these unconventional living arrangements, Waddell managed to win an impressive 22 games for the Philadelphia Athletics. But that's not all. During the season, Waddell also toured the nation in a vaudeville play called The Stain of Guilt. He also courted, married, and became separated from Mae Wayne Skinner from Lynn, Massachusetts. Also during this time, he saved a woman from drowning, accidentally shot a friend through the hand, he was even bit by a lion. Now, despite his lack of acting experience, Waddell's performance in The Stain of Guilt was notable. His co-stars realized that he was incapable of memorizing lines, so they allowed him to improvise his lines for every show. The play was critically acclaimed and was much discussed for a scene in which Waddell lifted the actor playing the villain and threw him across the stage with ease. Later in his career, he shared a room with teammate Ozzie Schreckenghost, as was customary during this era. Schreckenghost later refused to share the room until a contract clause was created, which would stop Waddell from eating crackers in bed. Waddell also gained more fame for saving the lives of people inside a department store when he picked up a boiling stove and carried it outside of the building. To make sure he stayed out of trouble during the off-season, the owner of the current baseball team he was with hired him as a hunter over the winters of 1908 and 1909. Despite his personal issues, Waddell set a league record for strikeouts in a game with 16 in 1908. However, his drinking and marital problems with his third wife, Madge McGuire, continued to haunt him, and he even passed out in the middle of a game against New York in 1909, leading to his eventual release from the team in 1910. After his release, Waddell joined the Millers in spring training and helped save the city of Hickman, Kentucky from a devastating flood in the spring of 1912. Unfortunately, he caught pneumonia and lost much of his vitality, and a second flood in Hickman and another ensuing case of pneumonia in 1913 further damaged his health. In the same year, he was diagnosed with tuberculosis while in Minneapolis and moved to live with his sister in San Antonio, Texas. Despite his efforts to improve his health, his condition continued to deteriorate, and he was placed in a sanatorium nearby Elmendorf. Waddell died at age 37 on April 1st, 1914, with his once great career ending in tragedy due to personal struggles and illness. Now, you might be thinking, okay, it's a pretty depressing story. Why are we talking about this guy again? Well, here's the thing. Rube Waddell was more than just a baseball player. He was a symbol of a bygone era, when baseball was still a game and not a business. He was a reminder that sometimes the most interesting people are the ones who don't fit into society's little neat boxes, and he was a legend in every sense of the word. So the next time you're at a baseball game and you see a player doing something a little weird or offbeat, remember Rube Waddell. He may have even been crazy, but at least he was one of a kind. Thanks for watching, folks. Until next time, I'm Will, and I'll catch you on the flip side.